Greetings to all of our customers. My name is Eduardo Maya. I'm the sales supervisor here at Listaso, and I will be your host during this amazing webinar. On behalf of Listaso, we want to give you the warmest welcome to this seminar, which has been lovely prepared for all of you guys, thinking about your necessities and trying to help you the best way possible to reach your goals for next year. In behalf of Listaso, of all Listaso team, we also want to take this opportunity to wish to you and your family, of course, our sincerest wishes of peace, joy, and abundance for this Christmas season, and to wish you as well a prosperous new year. So let's start diving into all of these topics that we have prepared for this meeting. So let me just mention before we start that if you have any question during any part of the webinar, feel free to post your questions directly to the chat. We have a team member dedicated to give us and sort all those questions. So we will have a time for answer those inquiries that you may have, and we'll be more than glad to evacuate those questions for you. So feel free to post those questions in the chat section on the Zoom on the Zoom controls down below on your screen. So let me share with you what will be the agenda for this webinar session. So we would like to, well, I will be the one that will let you know what BAM is all about, what will be the benefits. We will have a special guest to help us dive into what the reports will look like into this new section in back office. Of course, we will have a live Q&A section. We will have an open mic as well for you to share what will be your questions or inquiries for this time. And we will have a more information about what the Listaso solutions will join together for this new product, and we will take a look and what the future will look like for this new tool. So let me share with you a little bit about what business analytic is. So to begin this time, I want you to help me reflect and think a little bit about the following scenario. Consider that you want to develop a new business plan for your company with the goal in mind to obtain better results for the first quarter of next year. This is one of many scenarios that you as a leader in your company will frequently face. So if you're thinking about creating a business plan for your company, well, you may encounter a lot of questions on how you will do it. Some of the questions that it comes to my mind could be where I can get the historical data that I need to support that plan. You know, you need numbers to support a specific business plan that you're thinking about. How I can compare that data obtained from previous years, or what will be the results from previous quarter or the same month last year. So I need to have that information in order to create to have an idea what the behavior of my customers or my products will look like. What are the critical aspects that I need to take care into consideration for that plan? What would be the aspect that I need to analyze or I need to consider for that? Can I or should I do this by myself, or should I delegate these tasks? Do I have the necessity to hire someone else to help me with this? So those are some of the aspects that you think about. And how much of my time, or do I have time to invest on obtaining, preparing, and implementing or interpreting this type of information by myself? So those are like some of the questions that you may encounter, and so much more. It definitely sounds like a lot of work for us, and but someone needs to do it if we would like to accomplish what our goals will look like. So someone needs to do it right, in the right way. So we would like to give you the tools and do the analytic portion for you to be able to take the proper decisions. So that's the whole idea for BAM. which is our business analytic module. We would like to call it that way. So that's the reason why we would like to present to you and explain a little bit more about this new tool that will help you analyze the information that you are obtaining on your daily basis. I would like to share with you as well what would be some of the benefits that this module will bring into your operation. You will be able to identify in the easiest way those critical areas on your operations that will help you understand what are the important aspects that you need to consider when you're dealing or facing with scenarios like a new business plan or a new strategy that you would like to deploy on your operations. Identify potential risks as well is some of the best practices that we can share to you as one of our customers. On a daily basis, we always look forward to prevent those risks. If you would like to know more information about a specific product that is super important for you to have on stock, well, the best way to analyze that, it will be taking a look on your data. Which of the months of the year is that product requested the most? Information like that. Identify opportunities, and maybe there is a specific route or a group of customers that you need to address in a different way to obtain more revenue. So those type of inquiries are the ones that we would like you to have insight to. And let me share with you what would be the specific areas that this module will consist. So this module is consists in a set of 27 plus management reports designed for you as the business owner or a sales manager to quantify your data, evaluate the results obtained, and take the proper decisions to obtain better results on your operation. This is the natural evolution from the existing reports that you already have on back office that are more focused on the transactional side of the operation. With the business analytic module, you will have a deep dive analysis on your data from the data that you already have on back office, since back office is the bridge between your sales operations and the information that has already been obtained. So the BAM module is divided in 4 specific sections. The first one is the sales analysis. In that section, you will have reports that talks a little bit about your top customers, your top products, and what are the results that you've been obtaining on a daily basis. We have information and reports specifically talking about your sales reps performance, what are the results from a specific rep, and what is the income that rep in a specific is bringing back to your company. Account receivable, we have the option for you to review the performance of the open accounts from your customers that you provide a line of credit to. So, and we have the cost effectiveness of your profit in a particular way for you to be able to analyze if your current strategy is delivering the results that you may expect. To share a little bit more insight on what the report that we have prepared for you are all about, and give you a deeper look on what the BAM module look like. We have our senior service specialist, Gustavo, here with us, and he will give you more information about the reports that we have prepared for you. So I will pass by the controls to Gustavo. So if you can help us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. I will be sharing my screen in just a few seconds. And pretty much, just to go ahead and get started, we hope that you find all of these reports very helpful in understanding how your business behaves throughout the year, pretty much. Now, why did we create these reports? Because as your business has continued to grow, as our customers continue to grow year over year, we want to make sure that your need for information comes from us. We want to make sure that all the information that you can get from us, we are able to deliver. So you have growing needs for more sales information, inventory information, customer information, more accurate, more in-depth data. And though that is pretty much what these reports are. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. So we can go ahead and get started here. Now, here we have back office, the one you know, the one you use pretty much every day. And from here, you'll now see, when you activate this, you'll see business analytics. So there's no need for any sync program. There's no need for any other information that we need to download for anything. Everything's pretty much already there. So this is retroactive, meaning that from the start of you using Listaso, that's when these reports are going to be available to you pretty much. So if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 years, all that data is already going to be useful in these reports. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we have our menu. This is where you'll be able to see all the reports. And we'll go over a few of them, but not all of them due to time. But still, let's go ahead and get started with this one, historical sales. We'll just click on this. And now all of these reports, as you can see from here, there are some of them are generated automatically. Others, you're going to have to come here to the filters and actually filter out the results. Now, these reports, all of them can be exported to any of these files. They can be printed directly from here. You can zoom in, zoom out, and you even have some options for exporting. So if you want to export, convert to image, and so on. So you have all that information directly from here. Now, let's go back to the report here, historical sales. This report shows you specifically, it lets you review your year-to-year sales. So you'll be able to see, as you can see on my screen, you'll be able to manage pretty much how has this year and past years done. So if you see here, we can clearly see the graph here that shows me that 2020 was an amazing year. I grew 22.76%, but for whatever reason, 2021, I have decreased by 17.15% in this year up to today, let's say. So this report lets you have an idea what to expect next year. What actions do you need to take for next year as well? So here you have a month over month. When we switch on the page here, month over month, what has your growth been? Or if you've decreased month over month, 2021 versus 2020, and you have here a monthly analysis as well. The last page will show you specifically what has each month looked like with actual numbers. So I sold $1 million. I sold a little bit more in 2020. 2019 was not a very good year. So, you know, we have increased year over year, but still you can see here if you're doing better or if sales have not gone to where you need them to be. Okay. So this report will let you pretty much have a forecast of what coming sales are going to be like. Now, we don't need to go back to the report list to go into another report. We can just go ahead and use the search bar and type in sales trends, which is the next one. And now we can click directly there and it'll bring us to our next report and it loads automatically. Now we're going to show a close month just for data purposes right here. And now we have your trends, daily trends. This is, as the name suggests, a report that you should be looking at every single day. A sales manager, as the owner, you need to look at this every day to take any corrective measures immediately. Don't wait until the end of the month or until 2 weeks have passed in the month to take action on something. You can clearly see here the spikes of your sales. So you can see, okay, so Monday is a very busy day on the 7th and the 13th. Every Monday, every Tuesday is a very busy day, but then sales for some reason start to go down. So what's happening? As a sales manager, you can go ahead and look at this and see specifically and take action immediately. Don't wait until later on when the damage has been done. So from here, we have the little graph that shows us your daily sales. Here you have your percentage to goal, which will show you specifically, well, how far along are you to reaching your sales goal for the month. And all the goals that we're going to talk about and different segmentation for customers that we'll see later, you'll be able to set directly from back office. So here we have the percentage of goal. We're 84. We reached, because this is a close month, so we reached 84% of our goal. We can see here specifically the numbers. And then something very important that we'll see in a few other reports later on is phasing. Phasing allows you to track what your goal is daily. So let's say, let me give you an example. So let's say your goal is to sell $100 in the month. So let's say it's the 15th of the month. Right now, I should have $50 sold by now. This means that if I have more or less, my phasing, it's going to show that I'm at $100, 100%. My phasing, my real phasing should show that, okay, you're at the 15th of the month. You should have sold $50. Perfect. You're at $100. You're at 100% right now. If I would have sold, let's say, instead of $50, $100 by now, by the middle of the month, then I would be at 200% phasing because I already exceeded my monthly target by that date. If I would have sold $25, then I would be at 50% phasing. Okay, so just to get that clear, what phasing is, that's pretty much what it tells you. So here, every single day that goes by, it'll show you what percentage you are to goal. So again, you can strategize differently. You can huddle up your sales reps and get them, excited or something, set up a specific promotion for your customers or something, but get everything so you can reach your goals at the end of the month. Okay, so if we click on the next page, just real quickly, just to show you, this will show you specifically what you've sold each day, okay, of the month. And we can see here. So we have the weekends here where you don't, your sales reps are not doing anything. They're not selling. They're not on the route. So we don't have anything here. And then each day. So let's go to the next report right now, which would be customer segmentation. Here. This report takes a little bit longer to load because it's a lot of information. So we'll just wait here real quickly here while this loads. Now, the more information you have, it is going to take a little bit longer than the other reports that we'll see, but you'll see why. This report normally, depending on how many customers you have, it can be upwards of 50 pages, 100 pages. So depending on how many customers you have, of course, on your database, is how long it's going to take for this to load. It's not 5 minutes or anything like that, but it is a little bit longer, as you can see, than the other reports would, which are pretty much instant, right? So there we go. This is our customer segmentation. This is very important because at the end of the day, it's not only about what you sell, what your sales reps are doing, but also you need to understand what type of customers you have. And what type of customers we mean, how much are they buying from you? Who's a very good customer or a class A customer, and so on. Classes are determined by a specific amount on invoiced data. So how much you've sold to each customer. That's pretty much what the customer class is. From here, we can see, from the graph, we can see that most of our customers are class C. So you could set this up in a way that, let's say, customers D are customers that buy from $0 to $1,000. Customers C are from $1,001 to $5,000, and so on for B and A. Customers A could be anything above $20,000 a month. This is per month. So Customers can go either higher in class if they buy more from you, or they can start going down in class if they stop buying from you, of course. So here we have that most of our customers, based on the example that I gave you, are medium customers in a sense, because most of them are buying between $1,000 and $5,000 a month for you. And that's where most of your sales are. Now, this means that you need to know what to do with these customers. You need to know, okay, so how do I get my C customers to a B class or an A class even? How am I going to incentivize them? I need to create a strategy, whether it's special sales, maybe payment terms, or even a specific price level for them. So you can get them, those C customers, where the majority of them are, up to a B or an A. And your D customers the same. We need to get everybody, of course, it would be perfect if all of your customers were a class A, where they're buying a lot. But if that's not the case, then we need to see what we can do for them to get them over. So here, with the different pages, we'll see a little bit more about how they behaved month to month. And we can see your sales each month for each class with the total. And of course, all the other pages, all the next 50 pages are just pretty much a clear view of each customer, where they are. Again, if you need to export this to Excel, to work on this further, add more information, change the graphs even, you can go ahead and do so with no issue. So moving on to the next, let's go to sales per area. As you can see this very quickly, reports load almost instantly, and I can just search for them directly from the report here. Let's go to September, just a close month here. And this is where you'll be able to see, either by city or state, depending on your business, how your sales are doing. Here we have a clear view with the graph of what my best area, my best city is, or in this case, the state of New York. This is where I sell the most, so I can focus on this, and I can get all the next 3 or 4 up to this level, what I need to do. But it also gives you a pretty clear view of where you need to reconsider or take action to either improve or maybe even cut this off from your routes, from your sales routes. Because taking a very exaggerated example here, Delaware, where we've only sold $1,900 in the whole month. So this is pretty clear that we need to do something here. You need to see your costs, because if you sold $2,000, or even in Rhode Island, where I only sold $20,000 for the whole month, is it really worth keeping? If I'm spending, if my cost is $15,000, let's say, to sell to Rhode Island, is it really worth it to continue that route? Or maybe there's something I can do to reduce the cost of selling to Rhode Island and Delaware and increase my profit margin. But if there's not, then I really need to reevaluate and maybe focus on New York, New Jersey, Maryland, and other states or other cities, parts of the state where I'm actually selling more and that I can take advantage of. So that's what this report will give you, a clear understanding on where your sales are and what you can do about it. Okay, so we have here a little chart that'll give you just the basic information, everything pretty much here on the top, just written down, and with the percentage base. So let's go to the next one here. And this is a very good one, because it'll show you specifically, let me move to another month just so we can get a clear view. This is a great report because it does 2 things. Number one, it shows you the importance of having your products categorized. If you don't have them categorized in our system, then this is a perfect way to get started with that, and you can contact us so we can help you do it. But this report will show you specifically how your categories are selling. We can clearly see right here what my top category is, of course. Here, I can see just because of sales, you can see that beverages is my top category, followed by deli and snacks. But then that's great. You know, I'm selling a lot of beverages, a lot of deli products and snacks. But then what happened to all these at the bottom? So from here, I can go here or to the next page and I can see specifically, okay? So medicine, let's talk about medicine here. Medicine is way down the list, and seafood. So I need to really evaluate and see if these products are worth keeping in my inventory, because I'm not selling a lot of these and I need to check and see if they're at how much space they taken in my warehouse. How much real estate am I wasting on these products in my warehouse? What's my utility bill to keep these items? Is it hard to pick them for the warehouse people? What's happening? If it's products that you really can't take off of inventory because they're really important or something, then we need to find a way to get them to sell better. Because if not, then I'm really wasting space in my inventory, in my catalog, in my warehouse, selling products that are not making me a lot of money. Whereas, on the contrary, let's say for beverages and deli, when I can bring more beverages, more sodas, more types of water, different, from different countries and stuff like that, because that by a long shot is what's selling the most. So I need to take advantage of my market. But if I don't have this information, if I don't have my products categorized, then I'm not going to be able to take action. I'm not going to be able to create strategies that help me sell more and I'll also sell better. So let's go to the next one here. And now we'll go sales coverage. This is a little bit kind of like the other one that we were looking at for areas, but this is specifically on how my coverage is. In coverage, meaning, okay, so you have a database of 10,000 customers, but are you really selling to each of them? So this report, that's what it's going to show you. We can see here, my most coverage is from Pennsylvania, Maryland, Connecticut, and so on, all the way down to District of Columbia. So with this report, I can specifically see my overall coverage of my entire customer database is only 28%. So what that means is that for some reason, at some point in time, when you started your business, you started adding a bunch of customers. That means that at some point, you sold to them at least once. This report helps you figure out, okay, so why are they not purchasing anymore? What happened? Why is it that I have 2,600 customers from New York or from any city? This is a statewide, but this will also show you city by city as well. So why is it that I have 2,600 customers, but in the month of September, I only sold to 718? This, I need to see specifically, are my sales reps really visiting each of their customers when they're supposed to? Are they completing their routes? Or am I just spread too thin now? And I'm forgetting about specific key accounts and stuff like that. I need to specifically see this, and I need to see what's happening with my customers in order for me to take advantage of this. If I have 4,500 customers in my database, I need to be selling to more of them, because if I'm only selling to 1,200, then that's not really going to help my business keep growing. All the other pages of the report will show you a little bit more in detail by city, like I was saying before. and if you're covering them or not. So you can drill down a little bit more in depth information, and you can see here all the different cities and what your coverage is pretty much. So I have here, just as an example, Portchester, I have 32 customers and I'm only selling to 17. As a sales manager, I can go up to the sales rep in charge of this area and see, hey, there's 32 and you only sold to 17 customers in the month. What happened to the rest? So you can take actions, quick actions on this. Let's go to the next one. Now, start getting a little bit clearer. And now we're going into, we saw customer data, product data, and now we're going into the actual sales reps. And this is very important because it allows your sales reps and your sales manager not only to see where they're at each day of the month as the month goes by, but also just healthy competition. I need to see how am I going to incentivize my sales reps into getting from this one, let's say employee 5223 that sold, well, literally almost 50% of what my top sales rep sold. So what happened there? Now, there's a lot of answers to this. Of course, sales reps don't have the same routes. Maybe you have this sales rep has my top rep has very high volume customers, whether this one has small stores, 7-Elevens and stuff like that around the city. So there's a lot of things to take into consideration regarding this, but I have this information so I can go ahead and incentivize. So if you're in last place, what can we do to get you all the way to the top? And this is part of the sales manager's job and also each rep's job to motivate them into getting more sales, visiting customers, being there on time, giving the best customer experience possible to increase those sales numbers, because the more they sell, the more commission they get, but also the more your company keeps growing. Now, let's go to another phasing report, which gives us very, very, very important information. So let's look at this one first, at this month real quickly. So it's the 7th of December right now. It's December the 7th right now. And I can see here that I'm not doing so well with my two sales reps. I can see here that by right now, they're at 22% phasing. That means that out of their 100% out of their goal for the month, or till this day, they have only sold 22% of their goal. That's horrible, because that means that for the rest of the month, they need to sell 80%, the other 80%. So putting it to you another way, if their goal is to sell $50,000 a week, that means it's $200,000 a month. So $50,000 a week, if they work 5 days a week, that means that they need to sell $10,000 a day. So Monday goes by and they sell $9,000. Tuesday goes by, another 9,000, and then all the way through Friday. So by the end of the week, they sold $5,000 less than what they should. That means that next week, instead of selling $10,000 a day, they need to average $11,000. And if they slack off, that bill or that overall goal is going to be farther and farther away. So we need to add, this should be looked at every day. Every day, the sales manager or the owner need to look at this report every single day to see whether each sales rep is reaching their goal or not. Because if it's already the 15th, again, the same as the other report that we were looking at, if it's already the 15th and they're $100,000 behind or something, I mean, it's pretty clear that it's going to be impossible for them to reach their goal. That's why we need to take this into consideration and start acting immediately. Take the steps necessary to correct this on the spot and not wait till the end of the month where it's just, there's nothing to do at the end of the month to correct it. So from here, just looking at a closed report, we can see here that overall, I did reach my phasing goal, okay? I am at 100% of the goal. I reached it, but because some of the reps sold more than they were supposed to, or their quota, and others were really down. I can see here that this one reached 66%, 87, 148. This was great. But then all the others, we need to check and see each day while we correct this, while we can correct this. So everybody reaches 100. So your sales are better, their commission is better, and so on. This is just a domino effect. The better they sell, the better commission they get, the better your company does, the better the profits, and so on. So we just need to keep this report very, very close to us and check on it pretty much every day, if possible. Okay. Now, let's go to the next one. Now we start getting into the money, the actual profits of your company. Like the other one for your sales rep, for your customer segmentation, this takes a little bit because it takes the whole data of information from your company. So it takes a few seconds more or longer than the other reports that we saw. So from here, we have a couple filters, just to mention this real quickly. You can have top 10, 25, or 50, okay, for your top customer and product by profit. Here we have that my top 10 customers represent 5% of my total profit for the business. Now, it depends on how many customers you have or your profit margins, if this is good or this could improve. Right now, of course, this could be a little better as always, but still, we have a little graph here that shows us what your profit is for each of the customers that you see on the list. But now, this is where you can start to really analyze the data. From here, we can see that how much I've sold to the customer and what the profits are. So if we see here, even though this customer buys more from me, I'm making less money from them. They're not really helping me, or I'm not making that much money from them. What are they buying? What products are they actually, this customer, what is he buying that I'm not making that much money off of them? Now, this one, we can see a better example of I'm selling less to them, but they're actually making me more profit. Instead of 21, it's a 10% increase in profit. So I'm working less and I'm making more money from them. Now, this can be for a number of reasons. Of course, you have your specific price levels. Maybe you're selling at a less expensive price to this, more expensive to them, or maybe it's because of special promotions and so on. But still, I mean, it gives you an idea of what you need to do. What is he buying that this one's not, that I'm making more profit on this one than on this one? So, I mean, it's just a matter of checking the information. But then we have your products. So here we see my product profit. So my top 10 products represent a 27% of my total profits. So here are my products, and I can see here how much I'm making off of them. But then again, on the next page, we can see what they are. So here is a very wild example that I'm selling this product and I sold $1 million, which is great, worth of this product. I made 21%. Perfect. I mean, that's pretty good margin. But if I see the curry powder right here, I'm actually making 33% of this. So, and just as a wild off the charts example, the paprika, I'm selling it at 100% margin for some reason, so that's great. So what do I need to see here? I need to check in and see that my products that I'm selling for more profit, I need to see how I can incentivize customers to buy more of them. And the products with less profit, although yes, I love selling this because I sold $700,000 worth, I need to keep selling this, of course, but if this is going to make me 100%, or let's say a more realistic one, this one gives me 33%. What can I do to sell more of this? How can I incentivize my sales reps and my customers to buy more of this product? Because this brings in more money for the company. So this is just, a very clear report that will help you make better decisions, smarter decisions, and faster decisions as well. Now we're almost finishing here, but let's go ahead and look at one more report, which is this one, product profitability. And this, as the name states, is product profit. A little bit more in depth from the one before. This will actually give you the data of each one. So which ones are my most profitable margins, my most profitable products, I'm sorry. This, I can see that I have 41 products that give me 100% margin. 74 products that give me 50% and so on. And then I can, of course, see which products are giving me what percentage of profit. So I can get a better idea of what I need to do to either, maybe I need to take advantage of this one. Oh, it's at 127. What can I do to sell more? Or maybe I can give a little discount on this and charge more on other products that don't have that much margin. So I'm going to give a discount on this one, but increase it a little bit on this one, increase the price. It's all about your numbers, and it's all about analyzing the data and having a clear picture of where you need to move, what you need to do. Now, we've seen a few reports from the list, but as you'll see right now that I'm going to turn it over back to Eduardo, there's a whole lot of reports that we don't have time to show you, but that they're here for you, that they're here to help you. Just have more insight, have more in-depth knowledge of your business, how it's working, what you need to do. Okay, so again, thank you very much for your time. I'm gonna switch it over back to Eduardo so he can go ahead and continue with the presentation.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Gustavo, for the awesome presentation and all that deep dive and real life scenarios for all those reports. Let me share with you the list of all the reports that currently BAM contains, and obviously we have a lot of plans in the future for all of this. I will share more information about the future in a couple minutes, but now it's the time for questions. So we would like to know if we have more questions regarding what Gustavo mentioned, and opening the chat section. And let me pause sharing my screen so we can review the chat and start solving those questions. So let me see. We have the first one. How often is the information updated, Gustavo?
Information, thank you, Andrew, for your question. Information is pretty much
You're muted.
Sorry, I was muted. So thank you, Andrew, for your question. Again, like I was saying, information is pretty much updated automatically. As soon as your orders, your sales reps start syncing orders, you start creating your invoices in our system, that's when the reports are updated. If you want to see like the daily one that we saw for daily sales, that pretty much you can go in at the end of the day or at the middle of the day or at any time, pretty much, and it will give you what you've sold so far in invoices with invoice information. So yes.
We have the next question. Oh. We have the next question. What is the difference between the reports that I already have and the new ones in BAM?
So pretty much, as you saw from the presentation, BAM reports are more for in-depth analysis. Our reports that we have right now, although very good in back office, they're really more transactional. It just shows you the data as is, how much you've sold, your invoices, your orders, your credits, stuff like that. These reports are meant for you to make decisions. It shows you specific data percentages. It shows you what you need to reach your goals. It shows you more in-depth and a more in-depth analysis, so you can actually make a strategy out of them. Okay, and everything's already there. Versus right now on the reports, on normal reports that you can get, you have to actually download them to Excel, modify the data, create your graphs and stuff like that. This ones pretty much are already there, so you can just go ahead and look at them and make a decision.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. And the next question that I have here in the chat, can I download the reports or I can only see them online?
Yes, you can download the reports. I'll go ahead and share my screen once more real quickly here. So you can see if I go into any report, let's say like this one, sales trends, one that we were looking at from before, I can go ahead and select any of these formats. So I can a PDF, Excel, Word document, even HTML, CSV, and so on. An image, if I want to go ahead and just send an image like this, I could just go ahead and do that. So any of these options are available on all of the reports. I can print them out directly from here. I can even have a couple options of how it's going to export. So encoding and stuff like that. If you know that information, then of course you can go ahead and do that.
Perfect. Thank you. And checking here with the team if we have more questions in the chat. Okay, I think that's it. Let me go back to my presentation here. And let's continue. So thank you so much for that explanation and those answers, Gustavo. I'm pretty sure that for the customers that will see, that will take this webinar on demand after it's available online, they will be pretty impressed about the explanation and everything. So thank you so much for that. So on this, as a characteristic for Listaso is that every single product that we develop for you or fellow distributors is in constant evolution. We always provide and try to give you the most value out of what you're monthly paying for your tools. And well, basically, we would like to start with new reports. Reports will be added on the on the future months to come, based on your feedback as the users for the current reports that we have, best practices and industry trends. The next step in this roadmap is for us to bring you interactive dashboards based on pre-configured layouts that you will be able to change in the future that will show critical data at a glance. And the next step is customizable widgets to enrich what you already have on your dashboard to show important KPIs that are the most important or more critical part of your operations. So we will have the option, you will have the option to include that on your dashboards as well. And KPI alerts that for you as an admin of your team will, for you as an admin and also your team will be fully aware and engage on a day-to-day results and be able to take immediate actions based on those alerts. So that will be the future for the platform, and we're super excited to show you more information about that. And because of that, because we are very excited, I will show you a little um, demonstration of what a dashboard will look like on a future update on the platform. So you can see a fully operational report as a dashboard by region, by state, showing the performance of the top products based on every single month of that particular year. You will be able to filter by region in this specific scenarios by state. So you should be able to access or have a glance of information if you hover over your mouse over a specific section of the dashboard. So there's a lot of information condensed on that type of dashboard. So we're very excited to deploy this new update when it's available next year. And last but not least, we are well, I'm leaving the contact information from the members of the sales department, Gilberto Rodriguez, as our main sales rep, and also myself, Eduardo Maya, sales supervisor. And we'll be more than glad to talk a little bit more about the reports, and also we'll be glad and we'll be more than glad to schedule a demonstration for you to have a little bit of extra time with you and show you the specific reports that you're looking for. So let me take the time as well to thank the entire Listaso team who have worked tirelessly to deploy this new solution. Without your daily effort, none of this could be even, we can even think about that. So thank you so much for all of your effort. Thank you so much to you, our valuable partner, for your attention. We do not have any doubt that this new product will boost your results. So I put a as your disposal or contact information as I was sharing with you. So we'll be more than glad to talk a little bit more with you about this solution. Thank you so much for your for joining this day. Until the next time. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.